Hey everybody, this is going to be a real quick tutorial on how to document your skills validation lab. This is something that needs to be done. Remember, we do have a time requirement that we need your labs documented just like we do for your clinical opportunities as well. We need to have this done within a week because we need to make sure that we're getting all of our skills documented. And you also need to pay attention to what skills need to be documented as well. So on your skills validation, you're going to need to document everything that you see that's available in Platinum that was on your skills sheet. If you've got a question about who signed your sheet, please let me know. But this needs to be done very quickly. So I'm in my student account right now, and I'm going to go into my lab. So my lab's ready to be documented. So this is my skills validation lab. Now this one's a little bit different than what yours is going to show because I just did a demo. I'm going to edit documentation. This is a really simple process and you don't have to make it any harder than it has to be. Alright, so you should have skills that show up. If you don't, all you have to do is add and remove skills. So this first skill that I'm going to document is IV. So I'm going to search for establish IV access. And while I'm in here, I know I'm going to document IO as well. So I can click that and I can put keywords in, and usually this stuff's going to pop up. All right. So I'm going to document my 2 peer reviews and my instructor. You can document your instructor checkoff on this. Now in future labs, instructor will be documented by the actual instructor, but on this one, you can put those in and I will actually validate it before it is actually approved. So I'm going to add new attempt. All right. For some things you can do age. I'm a little weird about stuff. I just go ahead and put an age in. You don't have to follow it just like this, but it was a low fidelity type of mannequin. All right. So your reviewer, you're going to have a couple lists here. So my instructor, we're not doing that. If you are putting in a peer review, you're going to put in the student that checked you off. So in this case, Mason Bass checked me off. All right. When I go down, I don't want to click this right here. I don't want to fill out later. I want to go ahead and do it. All right. So most likely you didn't have a skill sheet checked off physically. So we're just going to go through and we're going to leave everything the way it is pre-filled. We're going to put the evaluator's name, so Mason Bass, and we do not have to sign for them. We're going to click successful and save. All right, so here's a quick tip. You can actually go in now because you're going to have 2 peer reviews. I can clone this and then I can put my other peer reviewer on there. This time it was Ryan Martin, but I've got to go in and change his name. It's already successful, and then save. All right, so now I've got my 2 peer reviews done. How do I know? Because my reviewer is showing right here, Mason and Ryan. So I'm going to add one more attempt, and this time I'm going to pick my instructor. I'm going to leave it just as it is, and let's say that it was Chris Downs that did it. So Chris Downs. I would like for you to type in their name right there too in the notes, just so that I know that that's who checked you off at a quick glance. Again, you don't have to click evaluator's signature. You don't have to put their signature in. And then I'm going to click save, and that's all I'm going to have to do. All right. Same thing for IO, so we'll go through it one more time. So on IO, again, adult, low fidelity, and in this case, let's say Brandon checked me off. All right, so I'm going on down. I'm going to put Brandon's name in. Successful and save. Now, let's say Brandon did 2 peer reviews on me. Then I can just hit clone and leave it the way it is and hit successful. So now I've got 2 successful peer reviews in there. I'm going to add one more attempt. I'm going to do my instructor, patient type, low fidelity, age, adult, infant, it doesn't matter. You can leave it blank. and then I'm going to go down and Chris check me off on this again. Alright, so now I'm going to hit successful. Alright, now let me make sure that you understand these are not the only 2 skills that you've got to document for skills validation. These are the only 2 that I'm going to document. There are some skills that don't have a skill sheet attached to them, and all you have to do is just click successful. Put the evaluator's name in there and click successful. And then once you get all of your stuff in and you know that you've got an instructor checkoff and 2 peer reviews, I'm going to go into submit lab. This is very, very important. You've got to submit your documentation. It does not come to me unless you submit it. If you do not submit it, then it's going to be classified as incomplete. So submit documentation. Make sure you click your instructor. You don't want to submit it to your peers at this point in time. Just hit instructor. Alright, so now at this point it is in there and I'm able to move forward and document my next lab. It's going to be just like this for any of the future labs that you document. As we move forward, when we start scenarios, we're going to have a opportunity lab and a scenario lab, but for right now this video is just for the skills lab documentation. So again, document your skills lab, document your skill that you did with your peer. Make sure you put your peer's name in there, and then if you have an instructor, click instructor and put your instructor's name in the notes and your instructor's name at the bottom of it. Hit successful and then hit submit once all of your stuff is documented. Now remember, once you hit submit, you're not going to be able to edit this shift at all. If I see something that I feel like needs to be edited, then I will send it back to you and then you can fix it. If you hit submit prematurely, send me a message, an email, or a remind, and I will send it back to you for you to complete. But again, it needs to be done as soon as possible. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.